Day 47. Welcome to the stream. So we're at the town of Yokohama, where we're gonna go through the last jail. But before we do, with the end of the last episode, we did uncover some new quests that had just popped up. Specifically, it's these 5, and I guess one of the first ones we can work on is this one, which is another fusion request from Lavenza. So where we need to show her a trumpeter with Diarahan. So that one should be something that we can do. The only thing I need to look at here is that I probably have to get rid of at least 2 persona from what it looks like, because none of these are what seems to be candidates for fusing together a trumpeter. So with that being said, let's head back into the Velvet Room.
Hello, trickster.
And
You wish to browse the entry? Please take a look.
so basically what we need to do, we do need a Norn and we need a Sarasvati at level 54 and I guess 48. So first what we're gonna do is summon a Norn. I must have missed it during my first pass here. Here it is.
Take your time. Is this okay?
And it seems to be at level 53, as you can see with the next skill that it learns being Diarahan. That's what we need right there. That's the skill we're gonna be inheriting.
You may take it with you.
So we summon Norn, and now what we are going to do is summon the counterpart, Sarasvati.
Is this okay?
And she seems to be at the level we need her to be. There's nothing we need to tweak there.
You may take it with you.
So let's go ahead and kind of enhance Norn
Strengthen it.
and
Power will you? This is what you've chosen.
level it up by 1. And of course it learns Diarahan. So now let's go ahead and fuse a trumpeter
It seems that it can gain new
with
choose which
Diarahan. So that's what we want no matter what, and we do get an additional choice that we can make here, where I guess not a bad idea to kind of give it a buff.
Is this the persona? Be born anew.
All right, and there's our trumpeter. And so if I bounce back here, Lavenza realizes that we have what she needs.
Mission complete.
So there we are. And now we're gonna go and head back to Yokohama. And let's go ahead and mark this request as complete.
You're already working on this. Good job.
Regenerate 3 is what the reward is for that request. So now we have 4 more on the horizon before we think about going back into, or actually starting the Yokohama Jail exploration.
You're already working.
So which one can we do? Well, this one is not too bad. At least it doesn't seem to be.
You're going to cancel?
So we need to head back into Osaka Jail. and deliver this forgotten desire.
Welcome.
I'm sorry, I have no idea why I went back into the Velvet Room.
May luck be on your side.
Force of habit, since usually the camper is right next to us in those situations.
Let's go.
Let's get to work.
Alright, so explore jail Osaka.
It's time.
And of course, looking back at the description of the request, it's in a place with lots of containers. And looking back at the Osaka map, likely that has to be at, where was it? We can head back here, right here, shipping railway area. I mean, if you recall, right at the center of this map, there were plenty of those containers that it's describing in the request. So we can certainly try our luck there. So we'll head to this checkpoint first.
How shall we proceed?
And of course, it's okay that that other request failed because we did not mean to start the Thieves challenge yet. So that's completely fine.
Sensing something nearby.
So what's the fastest way we can get to that location? Well, I suppose it has to be... No, let's head this way. Right. Okay, you gotta be careful here. So again, we need to head further south, and then if we probably have to climb or ascend back up there and then continue. So let's see if we can kind of shake these guys off and make a getaway here. Although that's a sketchy situation right there. Now, and honestly, I'm probably taking the long way.
Oh, well, what do we...
Yeah.
I'm picking
So,
up a shadow nearby.
not sure if I can... I guess we can't do that from here, supposedly. Let's see if we can do this. We cannot. Alright, so we're at the area we need to be in. Unfortunately, we did take the long route to get there. But, like I said, we are exactly where we need to be. We'll take care of these guys first. So I guess that's probably the first order of business here, is taking out these guys or shadows that are surrounding this area. Next thing we'll do, I'm not sure if... So there are a bunch of containers here, as you can see.
What's that?
Nearby shadow.
Oh, and there it is. See, there is a hidden move cover point here. So that's where we need to be at. So let's see if we find... Yep, it's right here. Done. So that request has been completed, and of course while we're here, might as well go after this
But no treasure
treasure
chests go
chest piece.
Joker.
Mammoth gown.
Behind.
Interesting. I wonder whose accessory that is. It can't be Futaba's. She always says she'll take it, but I don't think that's quite the case here. So let's see. Mammoth gown belongs to Zenkichi, and it is a pretty good boost in defense, and we get strength +2. So that's really great. And now we can probably head back. And I suppose the quickest way for us to be able to do that is head back northeast, hopefully without having to meddle with any of the shadows in the way. Let's see if I could get back up from here. Looks like there's another treasure chest here as well.
What's in it? The RNG gods smile upon us. Shadows here. Be careful, everyone.
Okay, let's see. I'm not sure if I can make it up there from here, but we can definitely try. Yeah, that's not gonna work, right? Up. That was just all kinds of wrong right there. So the treasure chest is close, or no, I'm sorry, not the treasure chest. The checkpoint is close to where we are, but unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to get. Oops. Yeah, wasting some time is more like it.
Okay.
A new skill. Well done.
I'd call that an easy win.
Can we actually ride this thing? Yes, we can. That's where we need to go.
That looks suspicious.
Actually, won't that take us back where we were? Move the long wall. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I did almost jump off there. Thankfully, I did not. And speaking of moving along walls, I have a feeling we're going to be right back in here very soon because of that Thief's Request Wolf Part 2. Because unfortunately, we're going to have to traverse Osaka Jail without using fast travel. Oops. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark this request as complete.
You're already working on this one. Mission accomplished.
Power incense. And probably when I get a chance, I should start using that incense, or the number of incenses, not sure if that's a plural, that we've obtained over time.
You're already working on this one.
And I suppose this is something we can work on next, where we do have to go back to Osaka Jail. And thankfully we know there's a bunch of both of these. Ganeshas, and Raja Nagas. So that's certainly what we can get into next. I do want to make sure though first that we have Haru on deck. Because of course the Ganeshas, right? And Raja Nagas, I believe those guys are weak to not wind, that's regular Nagas, but they should be weak to curse. So that's what Joker's for. And I think that sounds like a plan. So we're actually going to end up going back to Osaka Jail another time after this. So total 3 visits, probably back to back. And I believe it did say Juoji Station. Now this is a spot that we're very familiar with because we do know there's a Raja Naga here. At least one, if not more. So let's probably deal with those first.
Something's there. Let's check it out.
Should be this guy.
Take this.
I can't even tell from here. Can I hit him from up above? Did I get him? I did. Okay, so no, this is actually Cavern Snake Man. However, yeah, one of them is a Raja Naga. And that guy is basically weak to curse. So Joker can kind of pound on him while Mona can do his thing with Garu-based skills. And I believe all he does over and over is just, you know, he's going to summon additional Nagas. Oh, awesome. Gentleman Thief. So we've unlocked the last Master Arts for Mona, which is pretty amazing. And here is where Haru comes in. And of course, there's a bunch of Ganesha here. So thankfully, we may not even have to go anywhere outside of Juoji Station North. So let's get some of these guys while the Raja Naga can summon more. Let's see. Although he did end up summoning a bunch of Nagas. Okay, so we still got a bit of action left there.
Okay.
This should expand our tactical options.
So how many does that
Here's what I found.
complete for us? 3 out of 5 for Ganeshas and 2 out of 5 for Raja Nagas. So clearly, another return and back in.
Maybe we should call it a day.
Probably 2 more visits from a minimal standpoint, because then we'll probably have 6 Ganeshas down with 1 more Raja Naga remaining.
Let's get to work.
Bit of a chore, but we're almost there.
Yes, let's go.
And it's interesting that the game still offers new requests this late in the story. Because I honestly thought when we were done with Osaka, that was it. So back to Juoji Station North.
Okay, back to explore.
I think I see something over there. Alright, let's
Alright, and let's take these guys, or start taking these guys down. And we will let him summon a few Ganeshas. Although this time he ended up getting some Saraswatis out. Ooh, it looks like Haru's sort of paralyzed and almost down. We can't have that, can we?
Sarasvati! Trumpeter! Fortuna! I mean, Fortuna! Ravage them!
Almost there.
Very swanky, Noir.
Oh, okay. We got a rune amulet too. So it's pretty nice that the chances for a lot of these drops increase with some of those bond skill unlocks. So with respect to the request, we only need one more, right? As expected. So we will have to return and come back, but that's pretty much it.
Perhaps we should return home.
I feel like half of this episode is probably going to end up being Osaka everywhere. Because even after this request, we're going to end up coming back one more time for the Wolf Part 2 for a Thief's Challenge.
Yeah, let's do this!
And if you count the painful past request for Akira, that's another time we'll have to come back to Osaka as well. So it's all Osaka at the end of the day. No, why did I do that? I do not want to explore jail.
Now then, let's begin, shall we? Okay, back to explore.
Hey, I'm picking up something close by.
Fire!
I won't move that. Let's give it our all.
I mean, Kurama-te, Valkyrie! Naga! Neko Shokuni! Arset! Sarasvati! Arset! Ravage them!
I wonder if Joker got tired saying the names of all those persona as we cycle through each. I know I would be. Alright, so with that, we are done with that request, looks like. Let's just finish up this fight, and we can be done with it. Oh, right. The Ganeshas are basically, you know, quite receptive of nuclear. So that is more like dinner for them. So don't want to waste time there. And we'll use Mona to knock out some of these Naga.
Sometimes I impress even myself. Time for my
And that should be that.
It's all you.
Sure.
You sense that? Let's keep chugging along. Let's call it a day.
Yes, let's call it a day, only to come back to Osaka maybe half a minute later.
Here's what I found.
So we'll complete this request, and what do we get? Churrasco recipe in return. And what do we have left? Well, before we do this one, right, which won't be too bad, I do want to take care of this guy right here.
You're accepting this request?
I think this one's going to be a bit of a pain because
Time to get to work.
Osaka is going to, it's going to take a good bit to sort of traverse all the way to the request, I think. And I could be wrong, but there were also searchlights involved in that jail. So, that's always kind of like a trick that the game uses. Now, obviously with this sort of request, there is a high chance of us fighting shadows back to back. And I suppose having these party members, it's probably preferred. Although what I can do is maybe swap Mona with Zenkichi. And of course I do have to accept the request, which it is.
Going to cancel?
So let's get back in there. But before we do, don't forget that these items have respawned
You want things for your patron?
from the last time we were here. So always a good idea to stock up on those. And honestly,
How many would you like? You want
why don't we get some ingredients while we're at it? Because speaking of ingredients,
good use, okay? How many would you
we did unlock some new recipes lately, which we have not, cooked up dishes for. So
for your patronage? How many would you like? You put it to good use, okay? How many would you like? You put it to good use, okay? How many would you like? You feast for your patronage? How many would you like? You feast for your patronage? How many would you like? You feast for your patronage? How many would you like? You feast for your patronage?
and of course Sophia has
You want this one? Put
a new recipe for us as well. Kushikatsu.
Thank you very much. You want your buying quite. How many would you like? You thank you very much. You're buying quite a bit. You feast for your patronage. How many would you like? You feast for your patronage. How many would you like? You feast for your patronage. How many would you like? You feast for your patronage. How many would you like? You put it to good use. How many would you like? You want
And again, I've asked this before, but
you want put it to good use.
just where in the world
You want your
does Joker keep all these ingredients?
You want your buying quite a bit. How many would you like? You want thank you very much. How many would you like? You put it to good use, okay? You will put it to good use, okay?
All right, and let's sell a few as well.
Are you sure? How many? Are you sure? How many? Are you sure?
And still we have over 500,000 yen that we can burn through.
What's on the menu?
Allow me to taste it.
So this is the new thing, right? That we just uncovered.
Choice. Phew. Impossible. I'm in your debt.
Is Yosuke crying again? At least they're happy tears. Pretty cool. And what was the other thing that's what it was? Churrasco.
A good choice. How could this be?
I think they get pretty artistic with the comments here on these dishes. And it's great that cooking new things in general will increase your bond skills as well.
Is this what you're making?
Wow.
Yeah, I knew he'd lose it.
Excellent.
Is this what you're making? Phew. Well done. Is this what you're making? My appetite is stimulated.
I guess that's about all we can do from what we have. And I guess before I start this request, let's go ahead and save. Although honestly, if we end up failing this, it's probably not going to be because we lost to some enemies or shadows. It's probably going to be because we ended up messing up and increasing the security clearance. So back to Osaka for us, and hopefully it's nothing crazy.
First apart.
So again, if you're attempting to do this sort of request again, make sure you do explore jail, because going to a checkpoint will instantly fail the request.
Okay, we're moving out.
So let's take a look at the map, right? And unfortunately with this one we do have multiple maps. So from the entrance, where do we need to go? It's all the way here. At Juoji Station, on the east side, if you will. And I believe that's where all the searchlights are. So at least from where we are at, we will clearly have to head towards Juoji. I'm sorry, not Juoji. Zoo. We're actually gonna have to head south to the shipping railway area. Because as you can see, that's connected to the map containing the request. That's going to be our first order of business here. And as usual, I would probably recommend skipping as many shadows as possible. We don't have to climb up or ascend any buildings. We just need to run all the way south. Hopefully I'm not running into any shadows. And from here we need to head east. Fortunately there is a shadow here. But since he's so close to the shipping railway area, let me see if I can just sort of do this. And I very well can. Yep, and from here I need to head all the way east, right? We were just here moments ago when we were doing that other request for Mona, for delivering the Forgotten Desires, right? We need to head to the opposite side of the map. So it's literally just a walk towards the east side of the map. So we're gonna get up here if I can. Oh, okay. That was very up. That was close. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a tricky situation to be in right there. I would advise that you do not take that sort of risk. And thankfully we have Haru on deck here to take care of some of these Ganeshas. Okay, and while we're at it, we need to be careful. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna end up alerting someone, and we failed. So yeah, this one is very pesky, and now we're gonna have to retry the request entirely.
Someone looks happy. Was that not a challenge? We should apply the same effort in the next battle. It's a shadow. Stay alert.
So trying to find the quickest checkpoint, probably back to the entrance for us. Let me see if I could kind of walk around the shadow. Nope, I cannot. Epic fail.
We'll just fight our way through this.
Persona! Sarasvati! Trumpet! Fortuna! I mean, no, Fortuna! You're mine!
Oh, nice, Joker! You hit its weakness!
Grab it, Seth!
Astonishing! We're almost there! Stay strong, everyone!
This is it!
It's your chance! Start wailing on it!
Alright, so we're going to try this one more time.
This is the request.
I don't think I can accept it while being in this jail. So we have to, unfortunately, return from jail, go back in. And I guess next time, right, for our second pass, I'm probably going to just end up fighting a lot of these shadows instead of trying to run.
Here's what I found. You're doing this one? Time to get to work.
And that probably should be the general guideline here. Alright, so back in.
Right. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're heading in.
Alright, so again, this first map, you can totally avoid everything.
Things we should sneak up on.
Let's go ahead and take out this guy.
I'll reveal your true form.
Finish them off in one blow.
Don't let up your soul.
Joker got in a follow-up attack. The enemy's busy. Go ahead. It's your chance. Start wailing on him. Great job, Star. We're almost there. Stay strong, everyone. Persona! That should suffice.
Alright, so we do have to, I believe, get on this thing.
Ooh, this may be relevant.
And we're gonna walk towards this wall. I hope there's no shadows that are gonna catch on to us.
Picking up a shadow nearby.
Thankfully not. And this is great because now we can head straight towards Juoji Station. And there's no shadows out here. So it's just a matter of running across here. And let's kind of reevaluate. So thankfully this is the map where the request exists. But again, there's a bunch of these shadows, especially on the south side, that you have to kind of cut across or cut through. So we are absolutely not taking any risks here. See if I can just sort of
Take this.
do that.
Here I go.
All right, time to get started.
Gotta exploit those weaknesses.
Well, that wasn't too bad, right? And see if I can ambush one of these.
Wow.
Show me your true self.
They're panicking.
And more of these guys. I mean, there's a crap load of Nagas here. But again, that's why they give you these carts.
I got to step it up too.
Alright, so hopefully that does it.
Still got it.
Tetraja. These are pretty great skills here that you'd have to give up. I'll say let's replace this one. And the great thing is we can also reteach, you know, party members the same fight, the same skills that you forego prior to. So what's the plan? Well, we do need to continue heading east. We need to go through at least 1, 2, 3 doors as we head slightly north. There's a shadow in here. Let me see if I can do this. Assuming that didn't fail the request.
Sarasvati, Trumpeter, Fortuna. I'm in O's Fortuna.
You're still swarming the area. Hey, yourself.
Rabbit step.
Don't forget your follow-up attack.
You're mine.
Okay, he's still not down yet, and we don't have enough SP.
There, this one. Okay. Let's go. Rabbit step.
That's a lot of shadows all at once right there. All of a sudden. So thankfully that did not fail the request. So from here, we need to head inside this door, or actually it's a partition glass. Have to be very careful as we kind of break through here. Let's go ahead and initiate the next fight. And of course, to our surprise, it's more of these guys. So we do have to head here and bust through another partition glass. Hopefully this is the last door before we can see.
What is that?
Loading bay. That should be sort of like the destination. Now we are very close, as you can see, to that request icon. But unfortunately, as I said before, this is the main problem here, right? Ooh. Searchlights. And we'll have to figure out the pattern. So let's kind of analyze here. Jumping here is not going to be any possibility. So we're just going to have to run through.
Pretty low on stamina. Might want to head back before it's all gone.
Oh my gosh, yep, we failed.
From now on.
Very close. So is it going to be a third time around that we'll have to try this? And what's kind of crappy about this is that the checkpoint is not anywhere near where we're at. And we frankly don't care about the searchlights now.
Oh, cool. I'll take it.
As crazy as it is.
The enemy's on high alert. Try not to do anything careless. It's no use. It won't open. We'll have to come back when they're not on high alert.
Well, that was quite disappointing.
It's a shadow. Better be careful.
Well,
Stay focused, everyone. Back down now. Everyone, defend for me. I understand her. You're low on stamina. Be careful. You are Candace swinging for extra carnage. That went really well. You're doing great, Blood.
Get in there, Rex. Stay on the offensive.
Please do.
I'll do it. I'd say we performed quite admirably.
Here's hoping the next one's just as easy.
alright, I do not want to fight that guy.
Nothing here.
Don't lose your composure.
See if I can escape. Yes, I can.
How do we live to fight?
Great job, everyone.
Alright, so shall we try this again? That is the question. I think it's worth a try. One more try before the episode is over.
Let's get to work. This is the request.
Which means we have to re-accept the request yet again.
This one? Okay, let's do our best.
I think the trick is clearly figuring out those searchlights, the patterns, and it changes very quickly before you can make a move.
Let's go.
So who knows, it could be the next try, it could be 5 more tries, hopefully not 10 tries. But I'd have to say this is the toughest Thieves Challenge request I've seen so far in the game. Well, at least we failed sooner rather than later, which teaches us a lesson to always take care of that guy.
You're sitting there, right? Stay on the offensive.
Someone looks happy. Was that not a challenge?
Good stuff, guys. Keep it coming.
Shall we go home?
Alright, this is trial number 3. And I say that with pride.
Here's what I found. You're accepting this request? You're accepting this request? Okay, let's do our best.
So it feels like, oh, you're accepting this request? For like the 40th time?
All right, time to go wild. All right.
All right, let's get to work.
Alright, we do have to take care of this guy.
Take this.
Step aside if you don't want to get hurt. Switch it up.
Sarasvati, Trumpeter, Fortuna, let me know Fortuna.
That went really well.
Let me know who's Raja Naga and Ganesha. Okuninushi. Now.
Time to pull out all the stops.
Arset, Sarah Trumpeter, Fortuna, let me know who Fortuna. Come. Let's go.
Alright, back in here. Which is not yet the worst part of Osaka. Ooh. take care of these
Show
guys.
me your true power. This is our chance. Don't waste it. Go ahead. Numbers are still on their side. Act wisely now. Out of steam. Hunt down any stragglers.
Good luck.
I'll do it.
That was a quick one. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Let's go.
What is that? Can we take a look?
Take this! Take this!
Please don't get in our way. I'll do my best.
Ball! Strike! Persona! Take this!
I'm sensing less enemies. Let's finish this.
Fire!
I'd like at least a little more big wing for the chance. The enemy's scared of me. Psychokinesis and give up their worst nightmare. There's quite a few shadows left. We probably shouldn't be too hasty.
Getting there, Rex. Stay on the offensive. Take this!
Keep and take quick. Keep that in mind. Someone looks happy. Was that not a challenge?
Okay, let's keep this up. Take this!
Alive, ladies. Regret messing with us.
Persona! Naga! Take this!
Thanks, Joker. You hit its weakness.
You're mine! Excellent work! Let's go! Sarasvati! Trumpeter! Fortuna! Fortuna!
Joker, you're low on stamina. Not careful. There's no swarming the area. Pace yourself.
Let's go!
Joker got even follow up that. Here's your finish.
Ooh, out of SP yet again. Surprise, surprise.
Please do.
Sure.
Nice work, ladies and gents.
Let's keep moving ahead, shall we?
I sense a shadow lurking about. Proceed with extreme caution.
They don't know we're here. Let's take them by surprise. Take this!
I won't go back. Here goes.
Persona! Persona! You're mine!
Almost in sight. Only a few enemies left. Eat and take quick. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I could get used to this.
Here's hoping the next
Take
one's just
this.
as easy.
Oh yeah, here we go! Come, take this!
All right, give it your very best.
No end to this! Grab it, Seth!
You got it now. Just keep it up.
Let's go.
Alright, so we are right back where we were before. Let's see if this time we can get it. Ooh. Close calls, close calls. So there is a brief period of time where, you know, they kind of disappear one by one from left to right. That's what we need to watch out for here. Like that right there? No, not yet. Maybe that's what that was. So it's like, and I can't believe we're having to do this sort of thing here. But it's like when that happens, you need to know the pattern that happens before it, so you can time it right. So about 1 minute later, absolutely nothing. Still can't do it. Wow. Actually, that felt like that was a glitch. Let me not speak too soon here. Let me continue to see if there's anything else. I'm not sure if there's another searchlight here. Yes, there is. There's 2 more of these guys. It's not going out, actually. So does that mean we are going down here? Yes, it does. Oops. Oh my gosh, I was right there too. Oh man. That was an epic fail, but right before the fail, it was something great. So we definitely made it past the last part.
The treasure chest.
But again, we did fail. So next time, for sure, next time is going to be a charm.
What could that be?
Folks, we have a shadow on our hands. What's the plan?
Someone there?
They don't see us. I think we can go for an ambush.
All right.
I was thinking you could use the cards to kind of quickly escape.
Okay, good work, people.
But unfortunately, we have ran out of time for another try during this episode. So, and again, almost there, and it's very frustrating to be at that point only to fail. But next time should be a charm. And honestly, the next time will probably be the 6th attempt that I've tried. So fun. But again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. A Thief's Challenge Wolf Part 2 is probably the toughest request in this game. At least it is so far. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, thanks for tuning in as always. And again, next time the charm. See you then.